Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so we are back again with finally the final word video of season 34. Is it? I think it's season 34. And unfortunately New Nation didn't have the best finish of the season, and at this point the final war doesn't change anything really for us. If we lose this one, we finish at top 10 masters with no chance of top 3. If we win this one, exactly the same thing. So obviously our team kind of took it a bit lighter. We didn't use the max boost for most part. And, you know, it wasn't kind of like as serious war as there was just no real effort. At the same time, obviously we had to clear the map. We wanted to do it effectively. And I still have some interesting fights. So, my team is Magneto, House of X, Nimrod, and Magic. Yet again, the second war this season where I bring Magic. So the first part of the war in section 1, I'm on path 7. I'll be using one of these 20% boosts because I do have some of them in overfill, and then just some of the medium boosts. I do not have any of the big boosts at all. I'm gonna have to, oh no wait, actually, yes, we'll get to it. But either way, there's no point in boosting large for this Magneto fight because he has Conflictor node. I will be putting in one Magneto pre-fight, and I actually could have used either one of my champions. I could have quite easily brought in Magic, but obviously since I do have a rank 4 6-star Nimrod, might as well go with that. I will make a slight mistake in this one, and it's not going to be the biggest deal though, obviously, because Nimrod is an absolute tank. And go for my level 1 first. I'm actually here already running half recoil 3 mastery setup, as in like I do have 1 point in recoil and I do have maxed out double edge. I don't have a liquid carriage active, and here I have activated my level 1 suite. I mistimed the Magneto's level 2 evade. Normally I'm quite on, you know, on point with Magneto level 2 evades, but this one kind of grabbed me. Still one level 2 after that, and the fight's over. The Magneto got absolutely annihilated. Then I need to go up against Apocalypse. And this is Vivified Brute Force lane, so obviously it can get quite dicey whenever you are facing significantly increased combat power rate. And especially in this case where we cannot, you know, power drain him and steal him and all that other stuff. It's much harder to use any power control options, so you kind of just often end up playing through it. And here I have gotten already my 10 charges that are needed. And I just decided to build up to my level 2. However, we can see that Apocalypse uses his special attack and power lock does not get activated. That yet again is because of the Vivified node. And yeah, it takes away a bit of Nimrod's utility there. But still, not the biggest deal. I should have made sure that I have a few more armor ups before I throw the level 2. Because your level 2 potency does depend on how many armor ups you have, because that increases his attack and stuff like that. And he survives here 1% health. If I had parried one more time in that fight before shooting off my level 2, you know, that level 2 would have absolutely nuked that APOC. But, you know, that's definitely on me. And now for rest of the war, for section 2 and the mini-boss fight, I'm actually only going to be using Magic. But I also adjust my mastery setup quite significantly. I do that off screen, but I switch my masteries to a point where I take off dexterity completely, and then I max out my recoil as well. Because Magic's limbo mechanic obviously lets you recover all of the recoil damage, but thanks to recovery mastery, you actually recover 15% more damage than you took. So when you have maxed out recoil, not only you have significantly more damage, and obviously it interacts better with Mystic Power Back boost, but it also lets you kind of heal more, specifically to recover all the chip damage. And you're definitely going to see that effect in a couple of the fights here. So first off, we're going to be starting with Dragon Man. And obviously, as Magic is a 5-star and she's not the most sturdy champion, you guys are going to see that also on top of it, obviously, the double edge bleed is dealing some damage to me. But you guys are going to be able to see that Magic can completely overcome that, deal with all of the chip damage, and finish the fight basically at 100%. Now, you do kind of have to be careful not to get too much of your health bar stuck in that limbo, but here you can see I'm at a full perfect yellow bar. I take some damage. Yet again, I'm going to go for level 2 here. So the finish of the fight is quite important, but here you can see that I was on a full perfect yellow bar once again. Magic is definitely the best champion that kind of synergizes with recoil if you're not running Liquid Courage. You can regen so much health throughout the entire fight just by abusing that recovery and limbo. And yeah, and we're finishing the fight at 100% health, even though we have maxed out recoil. Now we have the next fight, Punisher 2099. Now this one has aspect of evolution, kinetic transference. I do decide to apply White Magneto pre-fight. I just wish I was a bit faster for the reasons you guys can see in a second. But again, the entire point of this fight is exactly the same. I don't have dexterity on, so if he does get to throw a special attack, I'm kind of by definition screwed, but obviously he won't. Hit 2 combos, I get to my level 2, I'm nearly back at 2 bars of power. And again, the only thing that you kind of have to be wary of getting too much of your health stuck in limbo if you are super aggressive, or if you are, you know, getting power so quickly that you can keep re-triggering those limbos basically indefinitely. So that is a point to kind of worry about slightly. But here we can see that I purposely build up my power bar slightly more in order to let that limbo expire. Now that Punisher is kind of like regenerating, I'm back up at 100% health. I'm going to drop my level 2, none of it crits, but that's perfectly fine. I just need to make sure that I do not kill him whilst my 10% health bar is stuck in limbo. But now he's at 5%, he's power locked. I wait out that and finish on a perfect, beautiful, shiny yellow health bar. And that is the 4 fights done now. And I have the final one left. I was waiting for one mini boss to go down before I could do my MCOC mini boss for like most of the day. So when finally that one went down, I was able to actually clear all my fights in one go, which is, you know, is always kind of convenient and handy. Unfortunately here, as soon as I checked my boost status, that exact same second, my advanced power boost expired. So I did have to use another 3-minute boost because it's super important in this fight as well. Because if MCOC does get to level 2, I'm kind of screwed. So again, max recoil, max double edge, no liquid courage. I do have Magneto House of X pre-fights. I do have 2 of the 3 Mr. Fantastic pre-fights. And it's a very kind of steady fight here. You guys can see not too much drama. It's not going to go exactly perfect. I'm also kind of slow playing it slightly on purpose just to make sure that I'm always ready for my next special attack. I'm always kind of like having enough power. And yeah, everything's working fine. I do think that there's something odd happened just now. As we can see, I was at 86% health. So 88% health. And none of my health bar recovered. Oh, that's probably because I didn't have any health stuck in that limbo. Either way, obviously we are gonna regenerate some of that chip damage. Every time I do parry, I do lose about 1% of my health bar to the block damage. So, you know, that just happens when you use a 5-star against jacked up 6 stars. But it's all good. Magic can do it. Not a big problem. And again, we do get a couple of crits on my specials, which obviously is even more helpful. And I'm still at like, you know, 80+% health, nearly at 90 virtually all the time. And it's very safe, stable fight right there. Not too much drama. And MCOC slowly but surely is brought down to 20% health. Has never launched a single special attack. Now, the very first combo of this fight, I did make a mistake because I did a 5-hit combo at the very beginning. That is why he's at 4 rage charges, not 3. But I quickly realized that, you know, and I adjusted to it. And then I stuck to my 4-hit combos. And very safe, solid finish. Now, even though we didn't take this war, you know, super seriously, definitely all the respect have to be given to our opponents, to Yaya Ding Dong team, because they cleared the entire map with only 1 death. And, you know, that's an amazing war for them. We didn't do that bad either way. We only died like, I think, 7 or 8 times. I think it was 8 deaths. Given the fact that, you know, we weren't, you know, which is kind of funny because we weren't taking this war super seriously, but we have had a war where we died 9 times this season. So this wasn't even our worst season war. So, you know, it just shows how sometimes, you know, things can work out in your favor and sometimes they don't. But hey, this also marks the finish of the war season. Now, I personally obviously cannot wait for the rewards. I will not be opening the 6-star shards because I want to save all of the 6-star shards that I'm going to be getting for the upcoming 6-star featured crystal, because it's going to have Omega Sentinel, it's going to have Scorpion, it's going to have Rintra and Wong and Black Cat and Hulkling, and that is an amazing lineup of champions. One of the better featured 6-stars, in my opinion, that we have seen in a while. So yeah, still, let me know how did you guys finish out this season. But meanwhile, 5-star magic still rocking in season 34. Who would have known? See you later, guys. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about